Right, hello and welcome to our match day preview of the upcoming game, it's a Monday night game, of the fixture at Goodison Park for Everton versus Southampton. And I'm here as always with Jack. How you doing, Jack? You good?
Yeah, mate, feeling good today. I accidentally shaved quite a lot of my beard off today, so that was
So you did.
My face is a lot rounder than I remember it being. It's a lot more spherical.
You're looking sharp. You made an effort. I like it.
You say that, but it is pajamas underneath here. So.
Hello and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, remember to hit subscribe. If you're not new here and you haven't subscribed yet, then seriously, what are you doing? Hurry up. Yeah, let's get on with it. Smash that like button as always, and let's get stuck into it. Right, let's have a quick look back at that game at Ellen Road. A few things to say, because I have to say I've put up a few clips on the internet, and a few people come at me with loads of like little rules and stuff like that. So we're going to go through them because there are a few things that I think we need to make clear. Right. First of all, it wasn't a result we wanted. It all went horribly wrong in the second half. Feel to be a bit deflated, really, from what appeared to be a lack of fitness, or maybe extra fitness from the Leeds players. But the couple of decisions. Let's get them over and done with quickly. The Nathan Teller penalty decision that was overturned. I've had a chance to have a look back at it. Looks a little bit suspicious. What do you think, Jack? No?
I've looked back at it, and I'm always in the benefit of my players. And I think what I thought in the game is that he's kicked the floor, and as he's gone through, he's he's collided with the player. Now you have to judge whether it's the trip that's the hit of the floor that's done him, or the kick right afterwards. But for me, I don't think Teller dived. Put it that way. I mean, I know a lot of people saying it looks like he dived, but I don't see it.
It almost looks like he's widened his stance the moment he tries to run past the player. Now that could be an honest mistake. It could be him trailing his leg, but I think that's the reason why he wasn't given a yellow card for diving. I guess that would be my point.
But that's what I mean, though. That's why he would have been booked. If it was a dive, we would have seen a definite yellow card. That's the thing in this game right now. So that's what leads me to believe that. That's definitely not what happened there.
Yeah. Well, let's have a quick look, shall we? Should we try this?
Oh,
let's see. We'll skip to that bit. Exactly what we're talking about. Right. So here's the moment. Now, at that point there, what does that look like?
Looks like a foul to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Nailed done. I don't know. I mean. It's getting pretty quick. It is. He's looking for it, isn't he?
He's looking for it a bit, but
yeah,
I think he got it.
Fair enough. And the other one that I don't think we need to see any replay for was the it's up anyway. Why not? Let's have a look. See if it can bring it up. Is for. It's difficult to do this. It's a bit sluggish, isn't it?
I mean, you're breaking the law, so yeah.
Yeah, it's probably just freezing up like for that reason there. Oh well, let's bring that down. It's completely freezing up the stream there. It was the free kick that was taken quickly. Now here's the thing. I've had lots of people say you've got to wait for the whistle. You don't. Okay, you don't. If the referee wants the player to wait for the whistle, he has to speak specifically to the player. And from what I can see, he didn't. So that's number one. And number two, Andre Mariner actually does blow his whistle from what I can hear the moment the ball is kicked.
Yep.
So there's two things there. I mean...
This one just blows my mind. Like the more I see it, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I can't believe how mistreated we've been right there. Like,
yeah,
Oh, I just don't get it. I just don't understand. Like we've seen those sort of free kicks happen so many times in the league, and every time we see it, it's a great bit of play. The corner from Liverpool and their Champions League run, that was one of the best bits of play ever.
Yeah,
and that is that rule.
Yeah.
And we can all agree that that goal was amazing, and the goal we scored against Leeds was amazing. So just I don't know what it is. It seems like a bias, but I can't start thinking down those roads.
It's a definite frustration. I mean, if Andre Marino goes up to James Ward-Prowse and does this with the whistle and says, "Wait for this," then fair enough. But he didn't. And then also the offended team also needs to have an advantage. Otherwise, it's just restarting a play, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, two things there.
And it's the fact that he's like, I wasn't ready. It's like, well, you were, because the whistle was in your mouth and then you blew it.
You blew it.
So you're telling me that you were a millisecond less ready than James Ward-Prowse, so therefore he shouldn't have taken the free kick.
Yeah. I mean, it was literally blow kick or blow kick at the same time.
Yeah, it was. It's it's going to be like who shot first, Han or it's going to be spoken about for a long time. It's just such a stupid decision.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got another one of those. It came off my thigh.
Came off my thigh.
Yeah.
It's just not good enough. But at the same time, you can't just always blame. You can't blame that for the second half, can you?
No, it was. Well, having a look back at some of those goals, they were pretty decent goals. I mean, the first one by Bamford, it's literally a first touch strike in the very corner of the goal. I mean,
McCarthy should still be better.
There are plenty of chances to score other goals, and if you look back at those, it actually shows us actually defending quite well in some of them. I mean, the McCarthy save with his foot was pretty decent when we thought it was a sure on second, but yeah, it's just difficult to really take that loss, and it did feel really quite deflating at the end.
Yeah, it was a hard place to be in the game. It's just been getting harder and harder. And we had that little bit of light, with Wolves, and we had a little bit of light with Chelsea, and it's just back to where, the way it was of just heads dropping. And that's the more worrying thing, is that getting to the end of this Leeds game was the first time in a long time where you're like, oh, they like, where do we go from here? It almost feels like where we were coming out of a season ago of like, oh my God, where do we go from here? Where's the progression? What's the game plan?
Yeah.
Seems that we've lost that, and we just need to find it. Just need to find it. And it does seem to me like him not playing that 5 at the back like he did. It was like, why didn't you just do that?
That really surprised me, the fact that he changed it up from Saturday. I don't really understand why that was the case. Whether he thought he needed, the players needed a rest, and whether he thought he was definitely going to get an injury out of someone. As it turns out, there has been an injury on Takamine Minamino.
Apparently, he was injured during the game, but we had already used all the subs, so we couldn't bring him off.
Ah, okay. Right.
So he just had to brave it out for the rest of the game, so that's probably what made it worse, which makes the substitutions even more of a question, because it did seem strange that second half he was just like, right, Ings and Minamino on, not really questioning how that would have, like, what the game needed, what we needed on the pitch. It was just get them on the pitch.
Yeah.
And that didn't work for Minamino. It didn't work at all, really.
I'm surprised he did that, looking at the state of the Leeds pitch, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, again, you don't want to find excuses, but that Leeds pitch was terrible. They were skating all over the place, and I do think that led to Minamino's injury and Romeo's injury. Like, it was leading factors into a lot of the big challenges in the game.
I mean, that is the big headline news, really. Is the injury to Oriol Romeo. He's now out for the rest of the season. Effectively, it's 3 months off, but it's the rest of the season. A fractured ankle.
Yeah,
which they say is a simple surgery, but of course, they need to fix it to make sure that it's not a problem in future. But what a loss! I mean, after that amazing challenge that we saw, to lose a player like Oriol Romeo when we literally don't have anyone else who can play that role fit at the moment.
That tackle was so good that me and Mike did a simultaneous standing ovation, and we didn't realize that we both did it until after the game.
I had no idea you stood up.
No, didn't
No
have a
idea.
clue. Didn't have a
Not a
clue. We
Not a
both
clue.
stood up at the exact same time. Just no
Yeah.
question about it. It was that good.
It was quite a moment. Quite a moment, that's for sure.
That's the closest. That's the closest I felt like I've been at St Mary's in a while.
I know. It was a mad thing. But yeah, I mean, it was a strange choice. I mean, I've got the teams here. Let me put these up so we can have a look at them. This is effectively the team we played. We had. Let me bring up the other banner so I can move these around. Sorry, this is all new stuff. Making sure it
Look how
works here.
fancy we are with our new things on the screen. You can
Upgrading.
tell we've been on other people's channels recently.
Yeah, exactly. We haven't stolen this from anyone else's channel whatsoever. So we had Bednarek playing in a kind of a right back role, which I thought was a bit weird. And Armstrong as well. He was good at pushing forward, but I get the impression that this was happening. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, instead of someone dropping backwards.
Because every time, and I think Bertram was up here gassing out completely. We had the 4 players of Leeds attacking us en masse coming down here, and it was just an absolute nightmare. I mean, I think Vestergaard and Bednarek were going in for the same challenge on that second Leeds goal, but they just feel like there was this massive gap during the majority of those counter attacks where ultimately we were trying to get an equalising goal, and we just caught out, just absolutely caught out. So that does leave us going into the game on Monday night with quite a few problems because of course we don't have Romeo. So in that regard, what do you see happening, Jack?
It's difficult, isn't it? So what did I say earlier on? I gave a reasonable argument for a team earlier on, didn't I? What did I say? It was so three at the back, Ward-Prowse. I did something smart.
Put 3 at the back.
Oh, so sorry. It's everybody that's already on the pitch. That place would be taken by Danny Ings.
Right.
You know,
what?
So that wouldn't be Danny's spot, obviously.
In the number 6 row. Shall I show you what I've done? Shall I show you what I've done?
Show me what you've
Okay.
done.
This is what I think is going to happen on Monday night. That.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Yeah, that's what we were talking about. That's what we were saying.
Maybe these 2 switched around.
Yeah, it feels like Bednarek and Vestergaard on the wings is slightly safer. Salasa seems to deal with it quite well in the middle there.
Actually, no, it's honestly on the left.
You sure? Sure that's how you want it? Oh, he is left-footed, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, and the big question mark, of course, is this guy here. Now, I've seen a few people mentioning the fact that they can see Jack Stevens playing in this number 6 role. What do you make of that?
No.
No,
No.
no, please, no.
No. God, no. Yeah, that's not really. No. If he's not playing centre back, don't put him on the pitch.
But you know, looking at the lineup we've got available, I mean, we do still have Armstrong available. I mean, do you see that him sort of factoring into something like this?
Well, that's what I thought. I thought this team, but with Armstrong in the middle there with Ward-Prowse.
Oh, okay.
You know, that'd probably be what I would do. Or even pull Redmond into the middle, whoever they want, sort of. You can put Armstrong on that side and have him sort of swap in and out with Redmond as they push forward. But I think Armstrong is in such a finer form at the moment, and he's been so crucial to the team. He's better to be on the pitch because he's quite versatile in what he does anyway. And again, it's Everton, and I'd rather Armstrong on the pitch than I would 3-minute red card over here.
So you would go with Armstrong.
Armstrong in the middle there.
You hear me typing? There we go.
But I do think that their job should be to stay back, you know, and to leave Gineppo and Bertrand to burst forward.
See, that's my problem.
Or Armstrong to burst forward and Bertrand just to stay back. I mean, they have to have cover. Like, do you know what I mean?
I think that's probably more realistic with Walker.
Yeah, that's
more of a. I mean, he's. But that's the problem I've got because I don't see either of these two providing us with much defensive support. That's my worry.
So if we pop Ings in the middle, then.
So yeah.
I mean, it's the problem is this is this is what the squad depth has led us to, is to be playing stuff like this. But you're quite right. I mean, Ralph in the press conference did say, he did mention about having to get the young lads to sort of come through a little bit quicker. So you probably will see Jankowicz, or you might see Shawk, or you might see anybody. You might see a 14-year-old get called up.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, do you see Jankovic featuring at all? Do you think there's a chance?
I
do. I think it's happening.
Probably. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I think if the hype's to believe behind him, there is a prospect there. It's just that we now all have this tainted thought about him. But if we take that out of it, if we take that one game out of it,
yeah,
I should still be excited about a young player, and I am. It's just that he's gonna have to put in a bit of a performance.
See, we can rerun this and actually find out, like actually what he's about. So that's familiar.
Absolutely.
And by the way, welcome to everyone in the chat section. Let us know what your thoughts are on this specific lineup that I'm putting in, and any spelling mistakes that I'm putting in here. I think I'm good though. I think I'm good.
It's all about abbreviations, isn't it? If you're on our channel, it's fine. Like we can abbreviate, and most people will know who we're talking about.
Yeah, yeah. But with the likes of Minamino out, he's got to go with those frontmen. I think. I mean, I think. I don't see anything else happening up front. He's got to start Ings.
Yeah,
doesn't he?
The only thing I could say you might change is maybe Adams for Teller, maybe.
Right.
Just because Adams isn't playing amazingly well, and he is sort of a more likely substitution if you need to take Ings off.
Mm-hmm.
It might be better to have Adams on the bench. And to be fair, I thought Teller had a pretty good first half against Leeds. I thought he has showed some great. It's just a shame that he made that really great run into the box. Took it around a couple of Leeds defenders and then just passed to the goalkeeper.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a great opportunity on goal. I mean, I was kind of hoping for a decent finish on that.
It was just a really lackluster finish, but I was listening to, I think it might be the Ugly Inside, and they mentioned that he did it. And I remember that he did it in, I think it was a Shrewsbury game, and he did the same thing where he circled it around and he just sort of passed it to the keeper. So it's annoying, but never know that one of those might come off once in a while.
Yeah, yeah. And we've got the weekend fixtures to happen before we play on Monday, so you would hope that Ralph's got enough time with the players to get some shooting practice in.
Absolutely,
because it's not been brilliant, has it?
No, it's been terrible. I mean, it needs to be first touch practice and then second touch practice and then shooting practice. I mean, there's a lot left to be desired from the team right now.
Yeah, yeah. Just bringing up this comment here by Tristan. We were chatting about this earlier, actually, how that could actually be potential to have Stevens playing in this role here. But is this another one of those? Jack Stevens, he can play right back.
Yep.
That's play centre defensive. I think he's got more chance in centre defensive.
What do you have more belief in, that Jack Stevens can play out of position, or Jankowicz can make it for a full match?
Yeah, that's a tough one.
See, that's what you got to decide on there. What would you rather have, Jack Stevens out of position, or very risky little youth? But then again, we don't know. It was the worst thing that could possibly happen to him in that game happened. Red card is lessened if it's in the 20th minute, 30th minute, because even then you've might have seen something out of him. But the fact that it was the very first thing you saw him do,
and we got no idea, have we? We got
no idea. Got no idea. And I don't know. I've not. I don't unfortunately keep up with the youth teams as probably as much as we should do. So I don't know what he was like down there. But I've heard good things.
Yeah. Tommy, are you saying I should change the colour of the shorts? I can do that. Look at this. Hooray! I didn't think it looked as good though.
I know. See, that's the thing. We both said that, but our home kit looks a lot nicer when we play red and red. I thought it just looked a bit better.
Maybe that. It's like a Polish flag, doesn't it?
I wish we could. I wish it would have a sachet.
Which works for Bednarek. There we go.
It looks good for Bednarek.
Yeah, I'm going to put it back to red. It's annoying me. Sorry. So, yeah. What's this? Are we going down? No, we're fine.
Did I post that? That doesn't seem like something I would say.
Is that you in the chat session?
Is it me in disguise?
I think we are in crisis. There has been lots of chat in many forums talking about the fact that Ralph must get a result from the next 2 games. He must win 2 of the next games, which was Everton and Sheffield United, which I thought was a little bit tricky. Do you think that's happening? Do you think he's getting an ultimatum from the board?
I don't see that being a thing right now. I think the way that Southampton have Ralph in place there should hopefully be a bigger view of it than this. It should be, what do we need to fix that we've already got? Because it will cost us too much money to get rid of him. That's the other thing you have to think of. It will cost a lot of money to get rid of him.
Yeah.
So what's the better options? Well, it would be bringing new defensive staff. That would be bringing this, bringing that. You know, there are other things to be looked at. And if Ralph goes, I think that we should be worried. We should be really worried. If Ralph goes, the hard times are going to start again. That's what it'll get. At least with Ralph, you can see the future. At least if Ralph, you can see, right, well, if we get these players in, if we can strengthen here and here, you can see where we go.
Yeah.
But without him, who's out there? Would you want Eddie Howe? Would you? No, I wouldn't want Eddie Howe. Got relegated with Bournemouth. I don't want that.
No. And you look at some of the players that we've got that are suddenly achieving and doing very well. I mean, the likes of Stuart Armstrong, Danny Ings, been another one. Kyle Walker-Peters. I mean, these are all players that have really found a resurgence under Hasenhüttl's rules. So you think that actually he could be doing this if there was quality available to use. I mean, there's been a lot of people saying that Ralph wanted to shrink down the squad, and that was his intention to do. But in the press conference earlier, he was saying about, is there a regret that you didn't bring in any players in the January transfer window? He's like, look, we tried, and it wasn't as if there were loads of clubs finding great success. I mean, look at Liverpool. Look who Liverpool were able to buy for their defensive issues that they've got at the moment. Went to the Championship, and it was the other guy from is it a Turkish guy from Galatasaray, or was it?
I can't even remember. I don't really take much notice of what they.
But it was players that were
difficult.
It was. I think one was like less than £5 million.
Yeah, it was difficult. I got that from the conference as well. I was just like, well, they obviously put in an effort. What annoyed me is in the conference they didn't just be like, then why did you get rid of Valerie and Vokins?
Yeah.
And whose decision was that? Because that's the one that's really frustrating now. It's quite clear that we need someone in that right back position, and we need someone there. And I felt like Valerie did enough of a job in those games that we saw him in to warrant a backup place, and we all agreed what he needed was game time. Well, guess what? He would have now is game time. Yeah. But it's not like Birmingham plays similar football to us, so it's not going to go out there and play it's just game time, and he would have that game time now. So it's just frustrating, and it's starting to show what, not bad management from Ralph, but bad club management. It seems to all since the Ings and Bertrand contracts that haven't been signed, it all seems to have been everything sort of got fallen to pieces a bit, and I don't know what that. I don't know whose fault that is, but it's someone's.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a stumbling point of the release fee. I think Danny wants it at 20 million, and we want it at 40, which I just. But these are the strange times we're living in the sense that Danny wants it to be so low because he can see all those football clubs struggling, and I don't know.
Yep.
To be honest, I've kind of resigned myself to it. Have you?
What, losing Danny? Yeah. Is what
it's heartbreaking, but
it's heartbreaking. But
football,
at the same time, having Minamino in the squad has made me realise that there is a gap of talent.
Right.
He's this burst of energy, and you sort of see how bad he sort of makes Walcott, Redmond, sort of a few players that could rest on their laurels a little bit. Look. Yeah. And if Danny wants to go elsewhere, that's his decision. We can't. We've had fun with him, but it's been hard the past few weeks.
Yeah.
But it gives me excitement to see, if we could get Minamino, if we realize that there's a certain standard and that there's a belief in the club about us that we could do the things that we could achieve.
Yeah.
Rather than believe in their own hype of, as soon as you get on a run of form, it's like, well, we don't need to change anything because it's all working. Like, why would we change anything?
Yeah.
Rather than, it's just difficult. As long as whatever happens after, it's all about what happens after Danny. If he goes, he goes.
We move on. It's
You never
happened to
know.
us before. Yeah.
He might turn around, might be fine. All I'm going to say is, look what happened to James Beattie after he left.
Yeah. It's happened to us before, but if it does happen, we wish him all the best, and thank him for his goals and everything he's done for the club over the years. So what will be. So looking at our opposition coming up, we got Everton, who have sort of bounced back from their little dip that they had, and are now pushing for those European slots that we were looking at, and potentially maybe even top four with the likes of who they're beating. I mean, is there anyone you're particularly worried about at Everton? I know you've done a preview for an opposing channel. Is it any names mentioned?
Yeah, I just sent a little clip in for a wee channel. I believe he was in the comments somewhere, wasn't he?
Yeah,
somewhere.
I think so. Yeah.
Somewhere. The whole squad, really.
Really?
If they're full force, I don't actually know what their injuries are like right now. Is Calvert-Lewis back on? Because I know he was out. I don't know if Calvert-Lewis.
I think
he's back in.
Yeah.
So he wants to score against us. I think it's written somewhere in law that Richarlison has to score against us.
Yeah.
And
difficult place to go.
Exactly. We don't like going there. The only upside is we've beat them this season.
We have. I mean, they did have a few injuries then. I know they had
yeah, we know
someone in was it a fill-in left back or right back role that we exposed and made great use of that, and they had Luca Dean sent off, rightfully so.
Yep.
It's one of those rare things where a referee gives a red card to a player on the team that we're facing. So it occasionally happens. But
yep. It seems like so long ago since decisions went our way, doesn't it? And that's
Do you remember we used to sing? He's one of our own. He's one of our own. VAR. He's one of our own. At St Mary's. Do you remember those days?
Remember that? I think it's because we were there, and they at least listened to us a little bit.
It's
funny. So long ago. But no, it's that thing of like, it's like, okay, that's the only upside is we've beat them already. The downside to that is we've beat them already, so they want the game back.
Yeah,
and they know how we play, and it's Ancelotti. It's a good manager, full force team.
But in a weird way, because from what I saw on that game against Leeds, I didn't see anything that Ralph did to combat Bielsa's tactics. I saw nothing. So in a weird way, I've got more confidence about this one than I have about the Leeds one, because it was kind of a bit of an unknown because of what would Ralph do. So I don't know. I mean, they're obviously going to be playing, similar, very attacking football. They've got a lot of threat up front. We're a little bit weak at the back at the moment, but
that's the issue, isn't it? Is that going forward, they've got so much going on, and if there's one thing that we can't handle is a lot going on up top. We just get flustered. Overdone. We can't handle the press at all. The passing gets sloppy. The passing was so bad against Leeds. Okay, maybe you could blame some of that on the pitch, but you can just tell that they were just being pressured. They were being pressured, and as soon as the pressure was in, they just started falling apart a little bit. So, and now you don't have Romeo in the middle, who is one of the most consistent passers, the guy that's just going to get the ball and knock it to the right person. And so, it's going to be difficult. It'll be nice, hopefully the pitch will be nice, so that won't be a problem.
Yeah, absolutely. And the game coming up after this, have we got Man City after this? And
Yeah,
then
we
it's
got.
Sheffield. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why that's
Everyone's
it.
written that one off.
That's the thing. That's why everybody was saying Ralph's got the next 3 games. It's like, well, you do have City in those games, so let's not.
Yeah. It's a tough one to take. I mean, in all honesty, I was kind of resigned to the fact that we wouldn't get anything against Chelsea and we'd pick up a win against Leeds. That was in my mind, and the fact that we got a point against Chelsea kind of diluted the poorness of what it is. But we're kind of in a similar position. I mean, it's another team that's called United, and we have to play them away. It doesn't seem to go well for us this season, so let's hope that isn't the case. But
I still think all of this stuff that's happening is just us as a fan base manifesting it. All those people that said, first team to be first, then relegated. You just stop saying those things because now they're happening.
I don't see that. I mean, from the games that we've got left, if we can't scrape enough points to do what we need to do,
we deserve to go down.
100%. We'll sit in the championship. We'll wear that little squiggly thing on the back of our shirts, and we'll do whatever because that will be what will be, and 100% deserved.
Yep.
I mean, there's no way you can argue with that. So it doesn't make me feel any better. But
the biggest thing that I don't want to do is go to the championship and have to learn all these new players. Do you know what I mean? This league, I had to learn maybe.
It's going to be like Match of the Day.
I know.
We're going to be like the pundits on Match of the Day who have no idea about any other club.
Any other club. It's going to be the worst. At best, I might learn 3 teams, but of those 3 teams, there might be 2 teams that were here last season. So, it's the worst. I'm going to have to watch. What's the one? What is it called? What's the one after the Match of the Day? What's the really awful one for the championship?
Oh, it's not that bad.
I don't like it.
Anyway. We don't even know the name of the show, so there we go.
3 more wins. That's all we need.
Yeah, 100%, James. 3 more wins, and if we can't get 3 more wins, then yeah, deserved. That will happen. So no, that's all good. But going back to this formation, I honestly think he's going to go with Jankovic.
So do I. You look at it and you think about how he doesn't want to play people out of position. And the thought of later in the game, it would probably be better to have Armstrong to be able to come on because Armstrong could definitely affect a game. And if he's put up, an attacking position, he could probably do a bit of a job up there as well. So,
yeah,
it's that's probably what I would go for. Yeah, no. Yeah. Do you know what? I wasn't seriously thinking of it until I saw the league table, and then I've had too many podcasts of people mentioning it. I have to talk about it because if I don't get it off my chest. I'll think about it and it will happen.
I think we're like 1 point. We're 1 point better off than we were at this stage last season, or 1 point worse off. I can't remember which way around it was.
I've not even thought about the comparisons to this season to last season. I've not even looked at where we were this time last season.
But it's all about perspective and momentum, and when you've got an 8-point buffer, that's normally pretty decent, isn't it?
Yeah,
just
usually. Usually.
But as Tom mentions here, it's all about momentum going into next season, and certainly we want to have a situation where we've got a Sheffield United situation on our hands. So, which will obviously be on the minds of a few. But there we go. Any other final thoughts on the Everton game? We'll be doing a watch along, won't we?
Yeah, we'll be here for the watch along. It's just. It's just I hate Monday night games because I just feel like I have to wait a long time to find out my fate.
Yeah. Or in a way, you're kind of like with the Friday night games as well. You kind of like you do what you do, and if you win, it's great. But if you lose, you then spend the whole weekend watching all the other results and think, it's going against us.
Yeah, I agree with that. I either want it on a Saturday or a Sunday. Just give me my pain over with. Don't give me my pain first.
Yeah.
Although you are right in saying that if you win on a Friday night, it is the best thing.
Yeah, because you're just like, job done. I don't care what happens elsewhere.
But I'm not of the opinion of, it's a Monday night game, so it won't ruin your weekend. It's like, yeah, no, it will, because I'll be thinking about it all weekend.
Yeah.
I'll be stressed.
Yeah, but I guess being played on the Monday night, it'll be just like, well, we already know, so we know what's going to happen, where we'll be if we lose. But which the game against Leeds was kind of game in hand in a weird way. So I'm just trying to make everyone feel better. I'm doing my best.
I also don't like that other game, like our other game in hand to be decided thing is against Tottenham. I don't think that's a. It's not like you look in the thing like, oh, we got that easy 3 points in the bag there. Do you know what I mean? It's
yeah. If we got. Oh yeah.
Yeah. We got a Spurs game to be decided.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things to be decided, but it's what we on. Was it 13, 14 games left?
Yeah, it's enough. It's enough,
guys. Don't stress about relegation. That's not to be thought about. It should be. You just need to concentrate on the team and just what they need to do and what we need. Just hope. Just start living in hope. Start thinking good thoughts. At least everyone agrees that we're going to win the FA Cup, though. So that's fine.
Yeah.
Every bit of punditry. They're doing well in the cup, though. They're taking the cup serious. It's a bad performance.
That was it. I was going to mention to you about this. The only other position that we didn't really talk about, McCarthy.
Oh yeah, get him out. Get him gone.
Really? You switch him up?
Yeah, get Forster in there.
Really?
Yeah.
See,
I think.
Go on.
When Gunn conceded 9, he got taken out of the team.
Yeah.
And even going into that game, we would have agreed it's like, him and McCarthy, either way, going into it, they had runs of forms.
No, I would say McCarthy was much stronger before that game because with the stupid decisions of Angus Gunn in that game away at Tottenham, it cost us the game.
Yeah, you're not wrong there, but I do think just for that season there were ups and downs for both of them.
Mm.
But as soon as it was 9-0, he was taken out of the squad.
Yeah.
So Alex concedes 9. Right? We all agree it's a different game. Don't take him out. Whatever. He's then conceded so many goals.
Mm.
Like there's no certain when someone goes to shoot against him, this is going in if it's outside the box because he can't seem to dive for it.
Yeah.
And the saves that he makes are all at him. They're all saves that he really should be making. We would be absolutely furious that he doesn't save if he didn't save them.
Do you honestly blame him though for that free kick goal?
Yeah, for the free kick one.
Really?
Yeah, that's not good enough. It's not good. Here's the thing: when there are occasions when Prowse scores a free kick, and if the goalkeeper can get to it, or it's if he goes to the near post, he's made the keeper look like an idiot. It's like that's great. He's made that keeper look like an idiot. If I was a supporter of the club, I'd be, our keeper's been made to look an idiot, and he should have done better there. So we're just on the receiving side of it, and I think there's just a lot of. I think his positioning's poor. I don't think he can get to corners. I don't think he can dive to stop goals. If it's close to him, sure, but if it's anything, when was the last time you saw him save a shot like from outside the box? They always seem to go in.
Yeah.
And like you say, he tries to play in the back line quite a lot. Like, how many times did he charge out in the Leeds game or come like he was like really
he didn't
far
get a chance
out?
to do that. He never even got a chance to do that. I mean, it was weird the fact that he was booting it up the field and we weren't playing it out from the back. And I think it was just the fact that we were just completely exhausted and just wanted to get an equalising goal, but it just left us wide open because no one could pick up a second ball.
Yeah, but when we were in the first half, there were moments when we were trying to look around the back, and it didn't look good.
Mm.
And if a Leeds player had gotten the ball at any of those poor passes, we would have been stuffed because he was so he was right out of goal because he was playing in the back line.
Yeah.
It would have been terrible. I would much rather Forster in goal. And if we're going to play it at the back, his role of that is pass it to Vestergaard. And if you need to pass it back to Forster, understand that Forster's going to launch it because he's not going to, he doesn't pass it around.
Yeah.
That's safer. I'd rather the ball cleared than it be swept up and Alex McCarthy's out of position, which he's done loads of times.
Okay, I got a suggestion here from Steve. Let's see what this looks like. You also went for this as well, didn't you?
I said that it could either be I would maybe take Adams out because I feel it sort of works better when there's two sort of wingers, midfielders, and ings rather than two strikers and a two strikers and a quote unquote winger. I just feel like a lot of times this season, Danny and actually that's not a bad looking team, is it? It's just, especially if it's on that, if it's all on that left side, it's you got Jankowicz and Teller on that one side, and Bertrand seems very open, but
yeah, well,
that's what we got.
Gonna be more of this thing going on. Hang on, what am I thinking here? I'm not.
What is he doing?
Look at that. It looks like Space Invaders now.
What that is,
everyone on the goal line.
Can I say what that is an arrow pointing towards our goal?
Jack, stop manifesting it. Stop manifesting it.
Manifest it. You've made it.
I know. And someone's called for Forster. Let's change Forster. Let's stick him in.
I think so. I think his clean sheets that he's got, and okay, maybe he wasn't tested, but that last clean sheet was our win against Liverpool. Okay. It was our last win, and the last times we've won, he's been in goal. And mate,
all the fours,
44,
all the fours, just enough to keep a clean sheet against Everton on Monday night. No, I mean I can see a lot of changes being made. Ones that we definitely need to make through necessity because players are out injured, and others just because we need to change the system to make it work with the players available. So, but yeah, let's not have an arrow going towards our goal.
Yeah, and here's and like I said, I think Forster's earned this spot, and I also think there's no harm in trying it.
Yeah.
I don't think he would do any worse a job than Alex McCarthy. It's the only position in the team where we probably have, a backup pretty much on par. And keep in mind, okay, it was at Celtic, but he did really well last season. Was it last season at Celtic? He did pretty well.
He did well. He
was a keeper that they would have wanted to keep. And look at what's happened to Celtic now. He's left. Falling apart.
Yeah. And is it any consequence that our defensive lineup plays better when he's in goal?
I think that's because they know not to rely on him for certain things, so they're switched on. It's not a fifth man in the back line. They know that they're the four, so they have to deal with it. I feel like McCarthy he's a shield that doesn't shield anything. It's just he's a condom with a hole in it. It's the only metaphor that can come to my head.
Fair enough. I've got a bizarre question here. Bali. It's on the top little peninsula. In the middle. Go to the middle. The little bit that sticks up. It's there. There you go. Sorry, off topic.
Wrong channel, bro.
So I think that pretty much wraps up. I mean, we spent a lot of time at the beginning of the show going over and dissecting the Leeds thing. We did that. So if you want to rewind and have a watch of that, it's all there. Obviously, it's going to be a very, very tough test on Monday night. We are looking forward to it. We will keep the faith. To finish it off, do you have a score prediction for Monday night?
2-0 Southampton.
Boom. That's exactly what I'm going to go for.
Repeat.
Yeah.
Repeat. It's what we need. We need it. And it'd be so good for. I could see Ralph crying again. I could see it happening. Returns to the Merseyside, wins again. Mark Ruffalo has to come cover him.
Yeah.
I should learn his name, but he's Mark Ruffalo. If anybody, it's our assistant coach. He just looks like the Hulk.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone, quickly get your score predictions in the comment section. Let's have them feature. Tom's going for a 1-0 Saints win. I think that's quite a decent shout as well. And it doesn't be the minimum on that at the moment because I've left it right until the end of the show. So sorry about that, everyone.
Good. This is good. I have noticed, like when we go on other people's shows, they have notes and stuff. It's crazy. Like I remember notes.
We have gut instinct and tears on this show. That's what we have.
It was I liked it when we were on one. There were so many people that they had to say a name. I was like, this is greet. I don't have to think. Someone just says my name and I know to talk.
Yeah. we got some more coming in here. Tristan's going through a 3-0 to the Saints. Loving that. That's going great. Zika's going for a 1-1 draw. And Steve is pointing out it's never easy being a Saints fan, in case anyone forgot.
No. I think people did forget for a while, and this is why it's so hard.
Yeah.
We all forgot for a minute.
Do you remember the post-match shows where you're like, oh, we've won again?
We were.
I've got anything to say.
We were confused for so long, and it's so hard to be a Saints fan. It's just as you started to accept it that we might be good.
Yeah.
Come down here.
Yeah.
We beat Liverpool. Here we go. Whoa.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right into the bear trap.
Dan's coming in here with a 2-1 win to the Saints. So you can see this conceding. So there's still a bit of positivity out there. It's got to come.
Bubble bursting.
Law of averages. We've got to get a win at some stage, and we'll be hungrier for it. That's what I'm saying. Dropping it right there.
Yep. The law of averages. That's what we're now working off.
Yeah, that's what we're dropping there. We will also have, hopefully, for the post-match show on Monday night, I've invited Hassan. Remember Hassan? From the Ugly Inside. He used to go on the Ugly Inside quite a lot after the games. And I've been trying to reach out to a few of the people there. Obviously, Ugly Inside is fantastic. Absolutely love it. And Freddie's always welcome on the show, as is any of the other Southampton fan channels. They are always here welcome. But I thought it'd be kind of interesting to, especially where things are the way they are, and even if they were going great, it'd be great to hear from them because we haven't had those post-match interviews. So we're going to try and make it work, and just get the views of as many Saints fans as possible, especially those who we're used to seeing after games. That's what we're going to try and do.
Yeah, that's what we're here for. Although I will say, if you listen to the most recent Ugly Inside podcast, do wear your tinfoil hats because they go deep on some Southampton conspiracies. They really look into what they think, why the refs are so biased. It was a good listen. It was very fun.
Yeah.
It was the closest Joe Rogan Southampton podcast I've ever listened to. It was like, they're nuts.
Did they mention Project Big Picture and it was all conspiracy to get? Was that the?
I can't remember. I'm sure at some point they were talking about lizard people and whatever. It's a good listen. Everybody should go. If you don't listen to The Ugly Inside, what you do in your life is a great podcast. Yeah,
absolutely. Go and check it out. Right, I think I'm going to wrap it up there. So thanks to everyone who joined us in the chat section tonight. It's been fun. We've had a chat. We've dissected. We've looked forward, and what will be will be. And we look forward to seeing you all on Monday night. We'll be doing the live watch along, and also the post match stuff. So please remember, I'm going to try this outro again. Let's see if it works. Am I freezing up yet? I am. Look at that. Even with hardwired internet, you just can't do it. It just freezes it up. So,
maybe it's just that the things you're trying to play are so high quality. They're just like, calm it down.
Yeah.
240p on here, please, pal. Come on.
Yeah. And no more injuries. Absolutely. And let's finish it up with a comment from Dexter. Come on, you Reds, indeed. So remember to like, comment. Oh, is that your injury list on the back?
One day, one of them will be back.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe how much Ralph mentioned this guy in the
Femi, yeah.
He's mentioned him a few times. I think Shane must really be out of favour if he's being mentioned.
Yeah.
Where's Michael Obafemi at?
He's probably shopping in Westquay, isn't he?
I don't think anybody is.
No. I reckon he's probably still there shopping. I see him a lot there. Anyway, I'm digressing here. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And me and Jack will see you in the next one. All right. See ya.
Bye.